Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Noob Shooter coming at you again. I want to do a quick video about a little malfunction per se that I experienced with one of my pistols. Just recently I picked up a Smith & Wesson Shield 45. I've had it for about 30 days now. I took it out shooting one time, put 50 rounds through it, so it's a fairly new gun in my collection. And this weekend I decided I was going to take it out and put some more rounds through it, get a little more familiar with the pistol. So go to my gun safe, I go to pick it up, take it out, put it in my range bag. And before I do that, I just do a little quick press check just to make sure that everything is okay, there's no round in there and it's safe to transport. And as I do this, I notice that the guide rod for the recoil spring is kind of sticking out of the frame just a little bit. About 1/4 of an inch, I would say. And it looked a little odd to me because my 40 cal shield, the guide rod sits flush with the slide frame. So to me this was odd right off the bat. I'm like, there's something wrong here, I need to take a look at this. So I decided to field strip the firearm, and I get the slide off, and just as soon as I go to pull that recoil spring out of there, it just goes it just explodes all over my room. Pieces everywhere, and I'm just sitting there in shock and awe with this dumbfounded look on my face of what just happened. So I'm sitting there, it's like it's a brand new gun, this shouldn't happen, it just shouldn't. So I went scouring around my room for a bit and picked up all the pieces, and lo and behold, I kind of think I figured out what happened, but I'll kind of show you. So I got the pieces here. And basically, if you can see these, here's the big spring. I'm going to try to show you. So here's the big spring, and it's all its glory, and it is bent and crooked now. There's one piece. The smaller spring came off. That was actually still on the guide rod. I just took it apart while I was there. And here's the guide rod itself. And the second part, the outer shell to the guide rod. And what the new, so I figured after looking at it for a little bit of what exactly happened, and it looked like this little tiny piece, I don't know if you can see it, but this little tiny piece that goes in the end of this guide rod, and this basically holds everything together. So really, when you think about it, this little tiny piece is the screw that holds the entire spring assembly, and somehow it had managed to come loose and pop out and let go. So what I think what happened was, when I had noticed, let me see if I can put this back in kind of a piece, when I noticed when I looked at the pistol when I was press checking it, that this little piece had somehow started to work its way out. So when the slide was all the way in the closed position, this was sticking out just about 1/4 of an inch outside of the slide rail, which made me notice, this just doesn't look right. And as soon as I took that recoil spring out of the gun, it just let loose and exploded everywhere. So the moral of this story, being that it doesn't matter if the gun's new or if you put thousands of rounds through it, you should always know your pistols, always know what they look like. If whenever you're going to go shoot them, just do a quick inspection and make sure that everything looks like it should. So you should know that whether or not that guide rod sticks out a little bit or sits flush with the front of the slide rail. And you should know how the barrel looks when it sits in there, and just know what your pistol looks like, knows how it functions. So if I didn't notice that little tiny bit of that guide rod sticking out that shouldn't have been, I could have taken that firearm to the range, started putting rounds through it, and then had a major malfunction if that spring had let go in the middle of a fire. So a lot of bad things could have happened with that. Would have caused a failure. I don't know if it would have been completely catastrophic, but it definitely would have been, could have had some spring issues, might not have been, having failure to eject, stovepipes. Now I would have been sitting there going, what's wrong with this gun? And only to find out that the recoil spring was just about ready to give way. So this did happen on the weekend. I haven't had a chance yet to contact Smith & Wesson, but after doing some research, it does seem that this has happened to other people. So I'm going to call them, see what they say. Hopefully they'll just send me a new recoil spring and I can put it back in the firearm. But even with a new spring going in there, it is going to kind of make me iffy about whether or not I really want to trust my life with that firearm. Do I want to carry it every day, or is it just going to sit in the safe and maybe every once in a while I take it out and shoot it? But even then, I'm still going to have that reminder of that recoil spring coming apart, because that's just, to me, it's uncalled for. I mean, I only put 50 rounds through that gun, and there's no reason that recoil spring should have come apart like that. So anyway, that's a quick video I wanted to do. So make sure you know your guns, make sure you know what they look like, make sure you know how they function, and check them every time before you shoot them. And if you carry it every day, make sure you're checking it regularly just to make sure everything's normal. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, click the like button. If you like the content and want to see more, go ahead and click the subscribe button. We'd like to see you around for some future videos. So for now, this is the Noob Shooter signing off, and we'll see you next time.